fool, sleeping where they stand in the blazing sun.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome once again to the hottest podcast coming out of Price, Utah, the Guys Hiding from Their Wives podcast. I am your host, Big Ben, and with us over there, as always, is our producer, Alexander the Great.
I'm over here trying to DJ, you know.
You're rocking it, man. Spin that shit. Spin it!
Nobody else can hear the music in my head.
Well, we don't want to talk about what's going on in my head.
You guys should have recorded yesterday. You could have been the ghost host.
Oh, I would have been the ghost host. And just in case you didn't know, that is coming back to us for a second time. He didn't get enough abuse the first time. Please welcome back the great John Bino.
Great John Bino's here, guys.
And over here, again, second time to the podcast, you might know him as Hacksaw. Please welcome back Cameroni and Cheese.
That's what you called him?
It turned into a food.
That was is that what you called him?
Yeah, he was Hacksaw on the when we did
I
our
like
Summer
Hacksaw.
Slam.
Like Hacksaw Jim Duggan?
Yeah,
that's
actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
But I didn't call anyone a hoe.
We'll call you the Nature Boy. We'll call you Nate. How about that?
Nate.
Woo!
Gotta get the woo down.
All right. What's up, fellas? It is Thursday, November 1st, 2018. We want to wish a very happy Day of the Dead, or Feliz Dia de los Muertos, as it were. If that is something you celebrate, it's actually a really cool holiday. And contrary to popular belief, it is not Mexican Halloween. I just want to get that clarified out there before we get going. So,
It's a Mexican celebration of life. That's what it is.
No, and it's
Mexican
really cool.
candy, though.
Well, it depends on the Mexican candy. Some of it's nasty.
Ugh, that stupid Jello stuff you eat.
Don't talk bad about the little Jellos.
You don't say a bad word about the Jellos.
All Jello.
Also, the crayons are good too.
Crayons are crayons.
All right. Yes, the crayons are great. The mango are better than any of the others. Although the strawberries are pretty good.
I like apple.
The green
I'm
apple.
quite partial to green apple.
Grape is kind of there.
All right.
They're all good.
Jonathan.
They're all good. Strawberry's the worst, but they're all good.
Yeah, the strawberry's the least good. We'll say that.
Yeah.
So, all right. Before we get rolling, guys, I got to throw a shout out to Alex's dog upstairs, Roxy. She's my favorite corgi. But I got to ask you guys, what is a corgi's favorite dessert?
Who knows?
I don't know. Is it
Shortcake.
Ha!
Yeah, that happened.
It's not funny.
I thought it was. Have another.
I'm gonna bleep that. I'm going to bleep
No,
that.
you can't. That was great.
Give me 7 seconds.
Speaking of horrible jokes, the corrections department did get a hold of this, and it ruined my entire day when I read this. Echidnas are not native to Uganda. They are native to Australia and New Zealand. But fortunately...
Oh, I can't believe you didn't know that.
Oh, we're doing this again?
No, we're not. I don't want to.
We can.
You just mentioned New Zealand.
We'll do it right, proper, bruv. But anyway, fortunately for those echidnas that do need to go to Uganda, they do no D-way. So, that's great. Get out there.
The queen.
The Queen brothers. Anyways, follow us on social media. We are on Twitter. That's @GuysHiding. And what did we decide the Instagram one was?
It's four guys hiding.
4 Guys Hiding.
4
on
Guys
Instagram.
Hiding is Instagram.
We don't have anything on there yet because I keep forgetting to log in, so we don't have any pictures on there. But we'll get that.
Here's a hot take for you first listeners. We're gonna make our first Instagram post right now.
Do it. So there you have it. Follow us, 4 Guys
What are we
Hiding
doing
on
on
Instagram. Don't worry about it. You'll know here in a minute. Soon enough. Check us out on Facebook. That's facebook.com/guys hiding from their wives. Email the show anytime, anywhere. That's 4guyshiding@gmail.com. And again, that's the word 4, not the number 4. And then check out our YouTube channel. That is 4 Guys Hiding from Their Wives. And that is where probably within the next couple of weeks, if all goes well, that our producer over here and myself are going to undergo the wax job for you guys hitting those 1,000 likes combined between Facebook and Twitter. And for the listener at home, the first Instagram post was actually just made. So get out there.
We're gonna add the Reyes filter to it, I think.
Ooh,
yeah.
Reyes. What does Reyes mean?
We could have done no.
Is that a guy?
Huh?
I went to school with a guy named Reyes.
I didn't.
Play a game where there's a guy named Reyes.
Abraham Reyes?
No, Gabriel Reyes.
Oh, they're cousins.
Number 1 Instagram post.
All right. We do want to give a quick shout out this week. We had a few people on our Facebook page share out a post about our last episode. So I want to give them a quick shout out. Otto, Nettie, Adam, Brianna. thank you guys for sharing that and getting the word out there for us. So before we get rolling, what do you guys want to talk about? What's new in your lives today? What's happening in the world?
I am learning to drive a semi-truck. It is a process.
And for those of you who are not from the West, that does include a diesel tractor trailer. They're all the same. 18-wheeler.
It doesn't have 18 wheels, triple axle, the whole CDL jazz.
Yeah.
Cool. No, but that is awesome. So big shout out to our producer Alex for taking over as a driver, getting the CDL, and getting ready to get that going on. What about you, John Bino? What do you got?
John Bino got a new job here, working over at Tram, doing all kinds of prepping some motors.
Shout out
and
to
parts.
Tram for hiring the John Bino over here. What about you? What do you got going on there, Nate?
I gotta replace a clutch.
Oh,
It
sucks to be you.
Tires and clutch.
Fair enough. All right. Quick update. I am up to about 15% on Red Dead Redemption 2, and it is still the greatest game I've ever played in my entire life. So far, so good. Knock on glass, save my ass. We do have both mics working still at full capacity. So, hey, we're ahead of where we were at last week.
Well, back
Yeah,
to the,
we had audio issues last week. One mic just wasn't going for some reason.
Well, we kind of had two mics that weren't going. We got one. I texted him like 10 minutes before the show, told him to go up here. So it took both mics a little while to get rolling. So, quick news. We do want to send out heartfelt condolences to the family of the owner of the Leicester City Football Club, and I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce his name
I wouldn't try.
because I will completely slaughter it and probably offend more people than I intended to. But he was killed in a helicopter crash following Leicester City's match this past Sunday.
Christ.
So we do want to send out condolences to his family, friends, and everyone associated with the Leicester City Football Club.
There was 3 or 4 other people in the helicopter as well. So
Yes, and condolences to their family too. Well, we're not that shallow. We're just be like, screw the rest of those guys. We're all about this.
that's one of those things, if you don't like that team, you still gotta.
No,
do something
it
good
still
for
hurts.
them.
It's a big loss for the English football
It
world.
really is. That's one of
Soccer,
the big
for
teams.
those of you who aren't with us on that. Yeah. Also, really quick, Nate, John, we got to tell you guys about what we've got going on here, the swear jar.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
I will go get that during the break.
Yeah. And also the corrections department caught that one. Apparently, I owe a little more than I thought I was. After listening to the last episode, I dropped a few more F-bombs than I had originally counted. So, yeah, basically, ass, bitch. Unless you're calling somebody a bitch, then you owe a quarter for that. But if you're just saying bitch and you're just bitching, it's okay. Damn, hell, shit, those are okay. If you drop the F-bomb, it's a quarter. And if you drop the infamous C-bomb that the amazing Russo hit us with a great one, that's $1 that you owe to the swear jar.
Okay,
So-
what
right,
about
this
all
is
those words
official-
you just said? Does that count?
No.
This is okay.
This is also officially off the record, but last week Adam said, well, fuck me in the cunt, that's a great deal.
Yeah. So he threw a buck and a
Still
quarter
great.
in right there off of it. And the money that we come off of this is not just staying with us bunch of idiots here. It is going to go to a charity. We just haven't specifically decided which of the two, whether it's going to the United Way for the Angel Tree or a friend of the podcast, Guy Seidel, does have his Comedy Cares fundraiser he does every year. So it is going to go to a good cause.
That's good.
Helping some little kids otherwise have Christmas that normally wouldn't have the chance to. So yeah, that's what's going on with the swear jar. So you know what? I'm just gonna do it. Fucking A. Get that count up there.
That's a
even if
quarter.
I know it's a quarter. It's all right.
So we're gonna write this down.
I was gonna say.
You better write this down.
Well, it's not gonna do me any good because apparently I miss half the ones I say, and then I have to still write it down. Anyway.
We need a swear governor.
All right, we'll have to work on that. We'll have to work. On it.
Designates.
We'll get somebody in the studio to sit there and work as our swear governor.
Just sits there, marks them down.
There you go.
Yeah, we actually have a swear governor with us tonight.
There you
We
go,
have
there you
somebody
go.
that can stand in and mark swear words.
Okay, that's your job over there. We've got that.
We have a one-person audience tonight.
Woohoo! In studio audience. Right on. And,
Absolutely.
apparently, Cameroni and Cheese here missed the We Are the Guys hiding from their wives.
But he brought his.
He brought his with him.
that's all right.
But that's okay. Cause
There's 2 upstairs.
Yeah, it's all right.
Yeah, that's why we're down here
definitely don't
hiding.
wanna hide
Yeah, we're hiding.
too terribly just because we love them and, it's all in the nomenclature. So, yeah, we did get a little bit of feedback from our last episode. I do want to apologize for a friend of the podcast, former co-host Skinny, for some of the things that went down with he proceeded to listen to our will you leave the flashlight alone? What is your fascination with my flashlight? Honestly.
Really? I don't know.
That's a cool
At
button. It
least,
really is.
it does have the Face ID, so I don't need to worry about, you guys looking up porn on my computer and all that kind
Thanks, Callie.
of Dude, that's a good pen. I'm going to steal that pen.
You probably gave it to me.
I probably did. I'm going to steal it back. Just
No,
for the
no,
record,
no,
I am
fair,
stealing the pen from the great John
I
B.
wouldn't suggest that.
I don't
a good
think you
pen.
have to worry about us doing it, but would you do it yourself?
Well, that's neither here nor there. That's not the point.
Okay.
You get a virus, it's on you.
Yeah, probably. All right. Moving on. Sports talk for this week. So probably in what is going to be our last bit of Major League Baseball news for the year, the Boston Red Sox did win the World Series this year.
World champs.
What was it?
World
Settle down.
champs.
It's only 9.
North
Call me when you
American.
get close.
Yeah.
Call me
Shut
when
up.
you get close.
Shut
Let
up.
us know when
All
you
right.
reach close
So,
to
no,
27.
Hold on. Okay.
Cameron, who's your favorite
So-
Yankees? Your favorite
Who's your
baseball
favorite
team?
Yankees team?
I like the Orioles.
I'm
I don't
sorry.
worry about
I'm
the World
sorry.
Series.
So,
Yeah.
all right. Cameron doesn't have to worry about World Series rings. So, but okay. No, anyways, yes, the Red Sox did win the World Series. We do want to throw congratulations out to them. I don't know if you guys saw this, like in the parade and the victory celebration this week. After everything that went down, remember the division series with Aaron Judge in New York,
Huh?
and
Yeah.
the Red Sox celebrating the division series win. Again, they were still on this kick during their parade and in their victory celebration. But here's my thing, okay? Your team just won the damn World Series. Why are you so worried about the New York Yankees? Like, really, are we that inside your head that
You know-
you're that worried about? It's your own World Series celebration, for crying out loud.
I think they
you
want
are worried about the New York Yankees?
100%. I think they are because, I mean, you guys are like the biggest rivals in sports history.
Well, I get that.
And
I
get
name
that.
one other.
But yeah, man, geez, at least we're getting free rent for all that time we're spending inside you guys' head. Oh yeah, and anyways, so yeah, go ahead, enjoy your limelight, enjoy your little digs. Talk to me when you get close. 27-9, it's still not even close. Talk to me when you get close to 27 world champions.
And it's even better because we've been and appeared in 40 of them.
Yeah. So yeah,
So,
party of
we have
yeah,
won-
that's what I thought. Sit
We
over
have
there.
won more than half of what we've been to.
Can we not talk about great baseball teams?
Cameron's over here just like, screw you guys. If I'd have known you were going to do this, I'm going home. All right, NFL news. The trade deadline went by this week. A couple of big moves went down and a couple of not so big moves and then a few kind of irrelevant moves. Demaryius Thomas, this is probably the one that hits the closest to home for most of us here.
Goodness.
Demaryius Thomas was traded from the Broncos to the Texans this last week.
I don't quite know why. It doesn't make sense.
Well,
but
in a way, it does. He just wasn't going anywhere, and it's at this point he's getting older. He's a free agent at the end of the year, as it was. So they're like, I guess you get some value for him. But here's the way it went down: Demaryius Thomas and the Broncos' 7th-round pick next year were traded to the Texans for a 4th-round pick and their 7th-round pick. So basically, we swapped 7th-round picks and then sent Demaryius Thomas for a 4th-round pick. Okay. Keep in mind that when they traded Tim Tebow to the Jets a couple years ago, we got a 5th-round pick. In my opinion, I felt Thomas was worth more than that, but I guess it is a buyer's market, so you can get what you can get. I don't know.
and I mean, I guess the Broncos aren't making any money moves.
Yeah, and we're not going anywhere at this point in the year. So, I mean, I guess I can see it. At least he's going to a team where he's got a chance to win and, well, win the division anyway, when, as we know, the Broncos aren't winning that division. So
I just hope they keep Von Miller.
Von Miller's not going anywhere. But here's the thing, okay? If you're the Broncos, why do you trade this guy to the team who you play next week? The Broncos play the Texans this coming Sunday. Freaking Demaryius Thomas is going to ball out. He's going to go off, and he's going to just torch us. I can feel it right now. That's my call. In other moves, Golden Tate was traded from the Detroit Lions to the world champion Philadelphia Eagles. So that's a good move. Probably one of the guys with my most favorite name in the NFL, Clinton Dix, was traded from. Yeah.
Yeah, he's up there with Jake Butt and Bradley Chubb.
Yeah. Yes. Speaking of Jake Butt, did you see the headline in the Denver Post after he was injured? And the only reason I saw it is because it was all over iPhone, it was all over Facebook and everything.
No, I didn't.
After Jake Butt was injured in practice and it was put on injured reserve for the whole year, the headline read,
Hurt.
Broncos butt hurt in practice.
They're in the actual games too.
Yeah,
no
that
kidding.
headline
The whole
was
game.
worth it actually happening. So
I'm sure somebody planned that. Yeah, that's
That is
real.
a reporter knowing his job.
That reporter is my hero. So shout out to the reporter that said that. And then the Jags defensive tackle, Dante Fowler Jr., was traded to, of all teams that didn't need defensive help, the damn Los Angeles Rams. I mean, come on. The Rams just keep getting better and better and better. The Rams basically right now have 4 former first-round draft picks as their pass rush.
The Rams are making those money moves. The Rams are.
The Rams just proved why they're more than likely going to win the NFC this year.
Yeah.
Moves like that is happening.
That's something I never thought I'd hear.
Especially after last year when the Rams were just unremarkable. Yeah.
And then they come back and just.
And they pull that out.
They were just like the Browns.
Well, they weren't that bad. Come on, man.
No, they at least won a few games.
Yeah, that's fair.
And speaking of the Browns, that is other news. Hugh Jackson was actually fired as the Browns coach. Finally, he won 3 games in about 3 years. I think he was 36 losses and 1 tie, something like that. So that doesn't lend a lot of hope as a Broncos fan that Vance Joseph, has a few more wins than that. He's probably hanging around for a little while.
In other news, I'll be stepping down as podcast producer, and I'm going to be the head coach of the Cleveland Browns.
And then
I can't do any worse than Hugh Jackson.
So anybody in
make me
Cleveland
offensive coordinator?
enjoy this?
Sure, yeah, why not?
And then I don't know if you guys saw the game Sunday night between the Packers and the Rams. Okay, the one we just talked about, the undefeated Rams. Okay, the Rams go down with 2 minutes left on the clock, and they kick a field goal to take the lead. I believe it's 29-27 at that point.
I don't remember.
Okay, if there's anybody in the league that's not Tom Brady that you want with the ball with 20 minutes left, it's with 2 minutes left, it's Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
Far and above.
Absolutely, yeah.
So the kickoff, Ty Montgomery catches the kickoff in the end zone. This idiot runs it out of the end zone. I mean, number one, you just kneel on the ball, you've already got the ball at the 25-yard line.
Or
This
just
moron,
call for the fair catch.
yeah, this moron runs the ball out of the end zone, gets tackled about the 15, fumbles the freaking ball.
Gosh.
The Rams recover. Aaron Rodgers doesn't even get the chance to make the comeback. You know what, Ty Montgomery, you get the Boner of the Week award. Well, no, he actually was, because shortly after that, the Packers traded him. And it would have been poetic justice if they had traded him to the Browns. I was like, you're going to pull this shit move. Here you go. But no, they actually traded him to the Baltimore Ravens this week. So that is about the NFL news.
Make the Ravens worse.
One other quick WWE news that we wanted to talk about. Hulk Hogan, the immortal Hulk Hogan, is...
This is like serious what the fuck territory.
That's a quarter.
That's a quarter.
Maybe you know something I don't. I was just bringing it up that Hogan is actually returning. He'll be actually at the next WWE pay-per-view. Crown Royal. Not Crown Royal. Jeez. Who's the alcoholic in here? Crown Jewel.
Yeah,
this
Crown
weekend
Jewel.
in Saudi Arabia. Hulk Hogan is returning.
No, he's hosting it.
He's hosting it?
Yeah, that's why I say it's a WTF
Saudi
moment.
Arabia. The N-word's not frowned upon, apparently.
Well, and Hulk Hogan. Wow.
But the W, women, is frowned upon, apparently.
I figured that.
Like masturbating on an airplane.
Use the bathroom.
No, I'm pretty sure that's illegal, too.
Thanks a lot, Bin Laden.
But, yeah, so the Crown...
You could be Bin Coming.
I keep... All right.
Who's Bin Coming?
Who's Bin Fartine? Dropping a dirty bomb on the sewer system, I guess.
Ben Gay, I guess.
Hey, enough of that. But yeah, so that pay-per-view is going forward. Apparently, John Cena has said he will not be
as his Daniel Bryan and multiple other superstars.
We're not going to get political. Just with everything going on, it's definitely a concern. It's questions as to why WWE is going forward at this point with that. But yeah. Anyway, so other news,
money, paper.
I guess so.
Let's get this bread. Let's get this bread.
That's just it. That's really the only way. Quick NBA news. We are in full swing in the NBA season. We're about 2 weeks in. What do you guys? I don't know if you've paid much attention. Really, probably the big shocker for me are the Denver Nuggets, who are at this point they're 7-1. And the Milwaukee Bucks are sitting at 7-0 atop the Eastern Conference. I mean, that's kind of a big deal. No big surprise. Cleveland finally won, so that's not really a surprise.
Last night the Jazz were playing and they lost by 2 points, or else they would have had 4 more.
Oh, that's what I was just going to check. He just beat me to it. Because I didn't watch the score.
Derrick Rose went off for his career high 50 points. And
7
damn it,
points.
Minnesota
3 points.
needed
3 points. I can't
every
count.
single one of those points to win that game.
Man, that's not 3-point shooting basketball. That
No.
was in the paint.
Yeah, he
all
went
day.
nuts. Derrick Rose went
That was
ape shit.
Bulls,
So-
Rose, brilliant to watch.
Yeah, but it is still early in the season. Obviously,
They're
Golden
still
State is
everything.
rocking at 8-1 out west.
Of course.
Toronto 7-1, Boston 5-2. But basically, the teams you expect to be doing good are doing
Oh,
good.
yeah.
What are you doing over there? Alex is over there raiding the liquor cabinet as we speak.
I thought it
You
was
mean the puke cabinet?
Well, that's what I was just going to get into. Funny story about the puke cabinet. We're going to wait till he gets back over here. He can tell the puke story himself. But it does involve his liquor cabinet and some Fireball over there.
So let it be known.
While you're telling this story, I'll pull up and we'll get into a little bit of soccer news.
Let it be known that I do not like Fireball whiskey, but my drunk brain loves Fireball whiskey, but every other part of me doesn't like it. So I'm FaceTiming my dad. I pull the Fireball out of the cabinet. You guys want to see something awesome? This is gonna be so great. So I just take a big old swig out of the Fireball. Blah! Projectile vomit all over the top of the cabinet.
It's great. It was freaking hilarious. And see, I'm on the FaceTime with him, and I see this go on, and then all of a sudden he hangs up. I was like, oh, I know what happened there.
Yeah.
So the liquor cabinet has hence been rechristened the puke cabinet.
On other news, your stepbrother does love Fireball.
Well, it's in the cabinet.
Sounds good.
At least it'll get used.
There you go. There you go. All right, really quick. The Major League Soccer regular season has come to an end, to its end, whatever you want to call it. And the way the playoffs, see, Major League Soccer is different from soccer around the rest of the world because basically, like in England, in the Premier League, in Italy, in Spain, and all that, basically you play 2 games, home and away, against every other team in the league, and whoever has the most points is the champion at that point.
Right.
But in Major League Soccer, you've got the teams are separated into 2 conferences, and the top 6 teams out of each conference make the playoffs. So in the East, the New York Red Bulls and Atlanta United FC were the top 2 seeds, so they get a bye, and they will play the winners respectively out of New York City FC and Philadelphia, and DC United and Columbus. Out west, Sporting Kansas City and the Seattle Sounders got the byes. LAFC will play Real Salt Lake. They actually play tonight here in about a half an hour. And the FC Dallas will play the Portland Timbers. So,
Glad that RSL got in there.
yeah,
at least.
they snuck in by the skin of their teeth. Last night, New York City FC did beat the Philadelphia Union 3-1. No big shock there. The biggest shock, the Portland Timbers knocked off FC Dallas 2-1. So the Portland Timbers are going on to take on, I'm not exactly sure which of those 2 teams, but yeah. So, I mean, that was kind of a big shocker. Dallas was the 4th best team in the West this year. It looked like they had a pretty good shot at getting into that next round, but nope, not happening.
So I'm going to
today.
switch it up here and go to the Premier League real quick. I really feel like Manchester United really likes that 8th seed spot, you know?
Yeah, they're just hanging around there all year long. They're
I
not
follow
moving
them.
up. They're not moving down.
They've won games, they've lost games, and they just stay at 8th.
But see, and here's the thing: Manchester United is not an 8th place club anymore.
Right.
They are so much better than
They
that.
can do
and
a
it just,
lot.
And the money that they've spent, they should be better. They should be sitting. Manchester City is just phenomenal.
Oh, I agree.
But Manchester
I
United
agree.
should be sitting up there, 2nd, 3rd, 4th in the table.
Something like that.
Not 8th. Not 8th. What are you doing over there?
Alex is playing bartender.
What the hell, man?
That's what's happening.
Haven't you learned your lesson about alcohol in this podcast?
Are you certain?
Apparently not.
I'm joking.
Apparently not. So, anyway, that is about it for sports news. I don't know if you guys got anything else that you brought up you want to talk about. Those 2 are over there by the puke/liquor cabinet. We'll
The only thing I was going to bring up was about Leicester City. That's just...
yeah. So
That was the main
again,
news I heard.
that's just brutal. So, second half of the show, I know we had talked about we were going to do our all-time fantasy football draft, but Mike really wants to get in on that with us, and he wasn't able to be here tonight. He's got some family obligations going on, which I guess in some circles is more important than coming and doing the guys hiding from their wives podcast. But what do I know?
I thought that was a pencil at first.
What?
No, it's just a paper straw.
Alex is stirring his drink with a pencil over there. That's what
That's
it looked like.
At first it looked like a drill bit, and then I was like,
I mean,
that's just...
you put
okay.
anything in front of him, he'll smell it. So
That's true.
Oh, yeah.
That will happen.
That is legitimately true. That was one time we were at like Applebee's or something like that, and they give kids crayons, and some kid left their crayons at the table before us. And Cameron reaches over, sticks the crayon in front of my face, not even under my nose, just kind of in front of my face. What do you want? What's that with? So I reached down and smell it.
But here's the thing: crayons smell the same regardless.
All crayons.
I just didn't know why
Every
it was
crayon
there,
you
so
smell
I.
is gonna smell like other.
Problem was I didn't know why it was there, and my immediate response was to smell it.
I mean, at least you're not tasting it. That'd be.
Oh, dude, give him time. That may happen too.
Don't start licking things, Alex.
Oh.
How you get food.
That went south so fast. But yeah, so the all-time fantasy football draft was supposed to happen tonight. We're going to push that back. That's going to be on next week's show because Magic Mike really wants to get in on that. So we're going to talk about our most favorite conversation that is probably, hands down, everybody around this table. We're talking Disney movies. I don't know about you. I'm almost a 40-year-old adult man. I freaking love Disney movies.
I love Disney.
Animated, live action, I don't care.
I have a Mickey Mouse tattoo.
Well, there you go.
I have a Jack
You do?
Skellington
Oh,
tattoo.
mine's Mickey Mouse. Yours is more of an outline.
Yeah, well, mine's a mouse ears.
Should
Yeah,
we
but at least
really
you-
talk about
At least I
your,
didn't pass out while
your
getting
Mickey Mouse
mine.
tattoo on this?
Sure, why not? Why don't we tell the story?
All right, so
just
Alex is in the chair getting his Mickey Mouse tattoo. I'm not there.
I should have
don't know where
recorded
I
it.
was at.
I should.
I'm getting text messages from the great John Bino here about the updates, and all of a sudden, Alex just passed out in the chair.
He was gone.
And then and then we're talking. Then all of a sudden, here comes another text message. There he goes again.
I don't remember passing out a second time. Let that be known.
So
But
yeah.
you recall the first.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Well,
I mean,
usually you don't remember when you pass out.
I think it was Jesse that came over. He's like, "You all right?" And he tried to give him a sucker, and he tried to give him a.
Well,
garbage
he
can.
was only giving me the tattoo, so it was probably
somebody-
Keisha.
Okay.
Speaking of tattoos, big shout out to Hand Candy Tattoo. We love you guys,
that's the place
Derek
to
and
go.
Keisha up there. Definitely the place to go if you're here in the local area. I know they're not paying us for this. I mean, they can if they want to if you're listening. But yeah, just big shout out to those guys. They do a lot. They've done really excellent work all the way around.
They do very good quality, and they're fast with it too.
Yeah, so we're talking Disney movies when we come back on the other side of the break. We're talking live action. We're talking animated. Whatever you guys want to talk about. So go grab you a drink, grab you some popcorn, grab
a
you
pee.
a candy bar.
Need to pee on somebody?
Yeah, no, I need to pee, so that's what we're taking a break for. So do that. You do this. We're coming back at you in 2 and 2.
Must have been the Jaeger bomb.
And we're back. Since we don't have any first-time hosts, the second-time host, you guys just had to fit the bill. I do apologize. The smell does go away. I couldn't make it to the bathroom. I'm sorry I had to pee on you, but it is what it is. People were in the way. It is what it is. So I do have a question before we get rolling, though. Why does your bathroom smell like a casino? Like, straight up. I walk in there, and I can smell just like walking into a casino in Las Vegas.
What do you know? Maybe it is a casino.
I don't know.
Is that why it's called the craps table in there? Yeah. That was pretty great. I'm not gonna lie. All right. So while we were off camera there, I got a picture message from the. You good? Nope. You all right over there?
Yeah, I'm good.
I got a picture message from the Amazing Russo, and it's got a one-armed girl on it, and it says, "Definition of irony, she gave me the clap." Because she ain't clapping, that's for sure.
You can't say the other one.
No, I'm leaving it.
Or you can talk about it and I'll just bleep it.
No, I'm just going to leave that. No,
That's how you get
do you remember a couple weeks ago about we're sorry other countries?
Yeah, of course.
And when Calvin talked about my Senate race?
Yeah.
I'm actually kicking that off after the elections this year. I'm kicking off my Senate race campaign, so I got to be careful what I say. No? You're giving me that look over there.
Yeah, well,
I'm going to do that
Maybe
Senate
try
race
governor.
right prop above. Never mind. I can't even do the accent right. Okay, all right. We'll just move on. Once again, don't forget it. Get out there. Follow us on Get out there. Get out. Man.
get out there in the outback.
Yep.
I never did tell you the story about the time in the Outback Steakhouse. I'll have to do that one of these days. But anyways, get out there, like us on social media, follow us on Twitter, that's @GuysHiding. Follow us on the gram, that's Instagram, 4Guys Hiding. What is it? Is @4Guys Hiding? something like that.
Instagram is at 4 Guys Hiding, yes.
Okay, check out our YouTube page, 4 Guys Hiding from Their Wives. Email the show at any time, anywhere. That's 4guyshiding@gmail.com. And check out our Facebook page. That's facebook.com/Guys Hiding from Their Wives. So,
Also, we do have one Instagram post now. It was taken live on the air.
yeah.
Well, it's not live for you guys. But
They're not hearing this. They're not hearing this for another couple days. This comes out, what, Saturday?
yeah, so, okay, I want to talk
So
to you guys
happy Saturday to you guys listening to this.
I want to talk to you guys about this since it's the listeners who will decide. I have the capabilities of streaming this live on Twitch as we record it. I just kind of want to know if that's something that you as a listener would be interested in or would even watch. I mean,
Nobody wants to look at our ugly mugs while we're talking.
Yeah, but they might.
I mean, me and Jonathan are pretty good looking guys.
Video?
No, that'd be.
Yeah, just live stream it on Twitch.
Maybe we'll do one. Maybe we will do one. But yeah,
that'd be interesting.
get back at us. Hit us up on those social medias. Let us know what you guys think. If people want to look at our ugly mugs, and do not be eating that popcorn right here by the microphone, I will slap you in the teeth.
They don't want to look at our
Just
mugly
like
Uggs.
chocolate
Yeah,
rain.
nobody wants to
I'm
hear
gonna
that
lean
crap.
away.
Lean away from the mic so you can breathe in.
There you go. There you go. We are talking Disney movies today for our second half. We've got some top 5 lists, and it was just there are too many out there to just do one top 5 list. And obviously, we're not going to have time to get through the entire top 5 list.
I did not make a top 5 list.
Well, you never do. We just always
Alex,
talk
you're
about
walking
it.
top
And
five
your
list.
top 5 are always just discussed at some point.
Yeah.
And did you even know about it? Did he even tell you?
No, actually, he did not tell me that we
Oh,
were doing
well,
this.
there you go.
So.
I thought we were on the phone. No,
But you didn't
we
tell.
weren't.
Yeah.
You told
Told
me.
me.
No, you
All
were
right,
on the
I
phone
apologize.
with me.
I apologize.
The other
So
two
yeah,
sons.
but we separated this into 2 different categories. We're talking about Disney animated and Disney live action movies. Now, as a caveat, whatever the word is.
It's caveat. Yeah, you got
Okay.
it. Cave
I'm
eat.
getting better. Cave eat. There you go.
Or cave at, I think.
I personally stayed away from the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Even though it is a Disney production, it's a completely different studio, in my opinion. But so I stayed away from them, and I left Star Wars out
I
of
was
it.
going to say,
also.
what about Star Wars? 'Cause
I didn't add either.
Well, up until the last the episode 7 and 8 and
Yeah, that
Rogue
was
One
just-
and Solo, the others were
was all
put out by
Lucasfilm.
20th Century Fox and Lucasfilm. So
Can we just real quick talk about how good Solo was?
Solo is
it
amazing.
was so good.
I fucking love that
Fantastic.
movie.
That's a quarter.
That's fine.
Write that down.
Worth the quarter.
Dude, Solo
Now,
was
again-
so good.
again,
I went
did you
in
love it because it was the movie, or just did
Or
you
because
love it because it was
Childish
Amelia Clark?
Gambino and
both.
Lando Gambino.
yeah.
No, both. That movie was perfect. I went in with such low expectations, and it just threw them all to the ground because it was awesome.
No, Solo was fantastic. And
Almost
did you
as-
know that
almost
it is
as good
the
as opening
first Star
credits.
Wars movie without a Skywalker in it.
I did,
Think about that. So
but it still holds the tradition of there's a lightsaber ignited
Well,
in
yeah.
every single Star Wars movie,
Yep.
at least
That's
once.
true.
yep, at least once. So yeah. So I left those out of my live action, and if there's any live action in it at all, as I know there were a couple that were brought up, Bedknobs and Broomsticks in particular, I would consider that a live action Disney movie as opposed to an animated.
What,
And I know
same
there's
with like
one on
Roger
your list.
Rabbit.
James
Well,
and Mary Poppins.
Who Framed Roger Rabbit was not.
Oh, you're right. We
Well,
discussed this
Yeah,
off
that
mic.
wasn't a Disney movie. Disney owns the rights to it, but I don't believe it wasn't a Disney production. So yeah. So if it's just strictly, completely, you good over there?
Yeah.
You
I
wrecking
was like,
shit.
hold on, I gotta
Come on,
change
man.
my list.
He's deleting things and
No,
but
that's
yeah,
good.
all animated are one thing, and then anything that has live action is another category. I do again, just with today being what it is. Again, happy Day of the Dead out there to everybody who celebrates that. I just do want to
okay,
throw some love out to Coco. How great was that movie?
Oh my god, it's so good.
I have not seen it.
Really?
I
That's on
watched it.
Netflix.
I
Get
have-
on and check it out.
I've seen a lot of
it's on
stuff for
Netflix.
it, but I've
No,
never watched it.
Coco is amazing. Speaking of Netflix, there are a lot of good ones that just came out in November. We wanted to do it for Halloween, but we just couldn't find a stupid horror movie that we wanted to do it to. But don't forget, still coming up here probably within the next, month or so, we are going to have Guys Hiding from Their Wives at the movies. We're still hammering out all the logistics on how it's going to work. But basically what it is we're going to tell you exactly when to press play. You watch the movie. We're going to watch the movie too. We're going to talk about it. We're going to get our commentary. And yeah, it's going to be a good
If you're
time.
going to be at the movies, are we going to have Dino?
What?
Dean Martin?
Maybe. We might have to.
He was at the
He's
movies.
kind of dead. But.
Well, that'd be still cool to
mean,
have him. I mean,
I
kind of
guess
creepy,
we could-
but
Speaking of dead, I did hear a joke. Did you know in an earthquake, It just turns the coffins into some underground maracas.
At least the coffin stopped.
The coffin
There was
did
no
stop.
coffin syrup.
All right, so let's start off. Where do you guys want to start? You guys want to start live action or animated?
I always have to go animated.
Okay.
Yeah, let's go with it.
We'll start with the animated. I just had a couple of quick honorable mentions. There's so many great animated Disney movies.
I mean, they're
Absolutely.
they're better than all the live action ones.
Oh, absolutely.
agree.
Absolutely. This is how great the Disney animated collection is, that Aladdin, Monsters, Inc., and all of the princess movies, Cinderella, Snow White, Beauty, or not that, Sleeping Beauty, don't make my top 5 list.
Mine either.
I mean,
Snow White made mine.
and I can't argue it, because if you've got one of those, it's not a bad thing. But so, what's your number? We'll just start at the top, work down. What's your absolute most favorite animated Disney movie?
That would be Snow White, just because of how progressive it was at the time.
All right. I agree. Snow White was great. It was about a tramp who, shacking up with 7 dudes. But hey, if that's what floats your boat.
Let's look at the history implication of it, though. When Snow White came out, it was the first feature-length animation
Yep,
movie.
yeah, that it was.
One of the only Disney movies to win an Oscar as well.
Yep.
I'd
What do
say
you
Also has
my
one-
number one
name
favorite
on
have to be the
Rotten Tomatoes.
Aristocats.
I believe
Love
so,
the jazzy cat feel. It's just
I
great.
absolutely right there with you. The Aristocats is my all-time favorite Disney movie, animated, live action, anything. I don't care. The
is so
Aristocats
good.
is it. Because, and let me tell you the reason why. Everybody wants to be a cat. Because a cat's the only cat who knows where it's at. Okay. You look like you're about to puke over there. You
No,
all
I'm
right?
good. Yeah, I'm good.
He's had
Okay.
a little
The
more.
garbage is over there
If
on the
you
puke
need, if
cabinet.
you need to, head
This-
over to the cabinet.
This is nothing. You have no
You have
idea.
not
on your
seen
birthday,
anything.
sir.
No, this is nothing compared to how bad he's been recording a podcast. We had finger
terrible.
guns about the whole second half. Of that
Yeah, it's
Can't
awesome.
use finger guns for everything.
Mick Foley.
show. That's where you're,
You're
wrong,
wrong.
kid. All right, what do you got? What's your top most favorite
So
animated Disney movie?
I need to split this because I kind of consider them separately for me, like a actual 2D like Disney animation and then Disney Pixar.
Okay. You took it one level farther than we did.
Okay.
I love Disney Pixar movies and
Yeah,
Toy
me too. Me too.
like Toys. I love Toy Story. Toy Story is one of my favorite movies of all time. Like Toy Story 1 is almost a perfect movie. It's so good.
Absolutely.
And then on your more just regular Disney side, The Princess and the Frog. Everything
Wow,
about
yeah,
that movie is so
great
good.
movie.
I love the whole theme from New Orleans.
Yeah.
Nolans.
Nolans. Louisiana. We talked about me getting yelled at for saying Louisiana last week. So
Yeah.
Louisiana.
Well, if you said it
Good
right.
call.
But
But I
it's-
actually, that's how they say it down there.
Louisiana.
Are you
No.
and Christine in collusion?
We
against
down
me
there
here?
in Shreveport, Louisiana.
Get you some
Are
gumbo.
you gonna bring up
I
Popeyes?
do want some gumbo.
Louisiana fast. That's in the theme song for crying out loud.
Yeah.
But yeah, Princess and the Frog, great call. And
It really
Toy
was.
Story, I absolutely love it. Toy Story actually comes in number 4 on my animated list,
I am with you. Pixar
and
is
it's just
heavy on
Pixar
that.
is fantastic. Everything they've done. Like I said, Monsters Inc., Brave, A Bug's
Oh, Brave was
Life,
good.
just simply amazing. I actually have 2 Pixar movies in my top 5, but
Okay, before you get too much farther,
Real quick, just kind of off topic, just quick. What's your favorite short before a Disney movie?
Jerry's Game.
yeah, I gotta say that one.
The one with the jackalope. I can't remember the name of it.
I think it's just Jackalope.
Then jackalope.
Yeah,
It was
before you get
always
too far,
entertaining.
there's this hidden thing that they put in Disney and Pixar movies. It's called the A113 secret. You know,
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
it was the
Also,
room.
I want to say that mine is Bao, the one that was before.
Before the newest one.
What was
The
the
last
new?
one that they put it out, it was before The Incredibles 2.
Oh yeah, that's what it was. The little dumpling.
Yeah,
It looks
Yeah.
just like my
it
dad.
really does. It does. Everybody said that.
For the record, apparently I look like a dumpling. That's all right. Though. That's all right.
He had the
look,
glasses and everything.
I
I mean,
look
we called you
delicious.
Baymax for a long time.
I still get called Baymax. Don't even worry
Yeah,
about it.
no.
Well,
All
you
right.
left Apria. You can't
Continue.
share personal
Well,
A1,
but
A113.
That was the room number in there's a California Institute.
Yeah,
and that was the very
CalArts.
first room number where they made the character development and animation. And they decided they're going to put that in all these different movies. in each one.
A113 is always hidden, whether it's on the license plate of a truck, in one of the Toy Stories. It's just all over.
Well, that's another thing. The Pizza Planet truck.
Yep.
It's in all the
I
movies
think it's
too.
in every Pixar movie.
Yep,
Yeah.
it does. They sneak it in there. There's little connections.
There
There's
is.
connections between them all,
Yeah.
and it's great. I freaking love it.
If you ever have time, look up the Pixar Theory.
I've
Uh-huh.
seen it.
Yep.
I've seen it. And that's a
good.
whole other story for a whole other podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right,
well,
what do you
I'd take
got?
the whole pack.
What else you got? What's number 2?
I have Cars. The first
I like
Cars.
Cars.
The first Cars is the best.
I love that movie.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
love it.
absolutely. It's number 5 on that.
And especially after being
Paul
to
Newman.
Radiator Springs, it just get the whole
Get
feel
the
of it.
jungle out there. Do, 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 do. Yeah, that's Paul Newman to me. I don't know. That's for all you Achievement Hunter
What
fans.
the hell? What the
That,
hell just happened?
that is for all you Achievement Hunter fans out there. You'll know that.
All right. Okay.
I don't know.
Jungle out there.
Yeah, no, Cars is great. I've got Cars sitting in number 5.
lady,
But yeah, great call.
down the road.
So Alex has apparently had a stroke.
Hey, he does about once a week.
I just like to
Yeah.
think about Paul Newman, like just singing about what he's singing. There's the pretty lady
That's
walking
Randy
down
Newman.
the street. Wait, oh.
Yeah, Randy Newman's the okay. Yeah, Randy Newman is the music guy that did "You've Got a Friend in Me" there, man.
Paul Newman's Doc, man.
Yeah, Paul Newman is Doc Hudson. So
Oh, shit.
okay,
There's another one for Alex.
yeah,
No, shit doesn't
no
count.
shit's okay.
Oh, okay, fine then.
I think you
Shit,
probably
talking
ought not to
mushrooms.
have another drink over there. I think you're all
Fuck
right.
you.
Oh, that's a
one.
quarter.
That's a
That's a
quarter.
quarter. All right, what do you got? What's your number 2?
I'd have to say Toy Story 3. I love the Toy Stories, but I
Toy
really
Story,
like 3.
Toy Story 3 wrecks me emotionally.
Yeah,
Every time.
On an emotional level, every time. What do you got?
When they're what?
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say when they're holding hands about
Oh
to
my
go
God.
into the
Oh,
incinerator.
dude.
It's
Oh,
just
yeah.
like waterfalls.
No, every time.
Waterfalls.
That was Coco for me. The end of Coco. Oh, dude. Yeah. I had to play it off like I had some allergies or something going on, but
And you did that.
it wasn't
The sun was
believable.
in my eyes.
No, I cried at Star Wars because I tipped my popcorn over. It was sad.
No, you did not.
I cried at the end
Whole
of
tub,
Fast 7.
you
Or
cried.
Furious 7. I cried at the end of that when it said 4.
Everybody cried at Furious 7. If you did not cry
Yeah.
at the end of Furious 7, you were not human.
No, this
the
month it's
second
coming up.
See You Again comes on. If you aren't
Yeah.
crying, you're not human.
The end of this
True.
month it's coming up is a 5-year anniversary for Paul Walker's death.
Brutal.
Can't believe it's been 5
And
years
that's why I
already.
don't
but-
buy Porsches.
Yeah.
What do you got, number 2?
I like Tangled. I like Tangled a
Tangled
whole
is really good.
damn
Tangled
lot.
is really good.
You know, and Tangled
Great
is also
soundtrack.
there's another connection.
Such
Tangled
a good
is connected to
soundtrack.
Frozen.
Yep.
Yeah,
And The Little Mermaid.
Yeah.
That's
There's
part of the whole Pixar thing.
And Tarzan.
and and that's what I was gonna say. Is Tarzan. This is
My
somebody-
number 2, it has always been one of my favorite Disney movies. It makes a strong case for number 1 if it wasn't the Aristocats, but that's Beauty and the Beast. I
yeah.
love Beauty and the Beast. I actually saw a live action. I don't even know if you'd consider it a Broadway performance, but it was a live action theater performance of Beauty and the Beast in Hollywood.
Do you have a neck like
It
Gaston?
was great. What?
Do you have a neck like
Yeah,
Gaston?
it's
No, but he
incredibly
still
thick
drinks 5 dozen eggs.
to help me get larger. I'm roughly the size of a barge, so yeah,
Very small barge.
completely
Well,
different.
I'm especially good at expectorating. Pooey.
My, what a guy, that Gaston.
On and off note, we went to Disneyland. Alex sang Gaston for a solid 3 hours.
I believe that.
No, that's kind of an exaggeration, but I'd like, and I wasn't singing the whole song, just every once in a while. No
like-
one.
Yeah, exactly. We'd be driving down the road and Alex would go off into Gaston.
It's a good song. It's,
it
it's one of
really
the better
is.
Disney
Oh.
songs.
It's
It really
hilarious
is.
to watch you walk while singing that song.
Yeah, you,
I
gotta,
get-
you gotta do the strut. You
I
know? You
get
gotta
a
do
real
the strut.
swagger.
You really got to.
Who doesn't?
Yeah.
It gets like a Santino Marella strut.
Well, no, he gives you the Vince McMahon strut. That's what legit. What else you got? What else hit your number 3 there?
I hit Cars 3 just
Yep,
because
yep.
it was
Oh my
the
gosh.
perfect
Cars
actual
3
sequel.
was great, but I don't think it was as good as the first one.
I don't think it was as good as the first one.
It
but
fits
it's
in
what
a better
Cars
spot.
2 should have been.
Yes,
Yes,
I
Cars
totally
3 was a
agree.
better sequel than Cars 2.
Cars 2 is a
Absolutely.
joke.
Also, Cruz Ramirez, that's a hot car.
Yeah.
I fucking
Oh, man.
Well, like through
Oh,
the
this went south so fast.
Yeah.
do you,
yes.
buddy.
Hey, that's another one. Tally over there.
I did say the F word.
Oh, another one? I didn't even hear it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good thing you were on that. There.
I said
Okay,
I'd
what
fuck a
else you
car.
got?
There's another one.
Damn, dude.
My number 3 has got to be Little Mermaid.
Okay, good call.
I
good
love Ariel. She's just super.
Is hot
There.
the word
Well,
you're looking
call.
for?
Dude, she's 13.
Yeah. No.
I mean,
She's legit 13.
If you meant
When
the
he was
actor, that's
little-
still weird because she's old.
yeah, well, you know.
But I mean, like,
You seen
Oh, no, the
Brooklyn?
actress is hot. Dude, she's like 70.
So's Reba McEntire.
Dude,
though.
Reba's hot.
Damn.
there's so many
Reba's
things
hot.
about Little Mermaid that I
No,
really
Little
enjoyed.
Mermaid is great. Okay. Mine, I went with, and this is just a favorite from my childhood. I watched this movie I don't know how many times. I can quote the movie with it word for word, all the way from beginning to end. And that is the animated Robin Hood. I don't even know who. Phil Harris was the voice of Little John. I know that, but
I mean, he was
yeah.
like kind of the voice of every big guy in Disney movies back
well,
then.
he was
so.
Baloo, and he was, yeah. No, absolutely fantastic movie. Ooda lally, ooda lally. What do you got? What would be your number 3 if you were throwing it out?
Mine is also probably Robin Hood. That movie's
freaking
good.
love
I've
Robin
watched it recently. It's still incredible. The animation holds up. All the characters are fun, lovable. They're all great.
Yep, I love Sir Hiss.
Also,
Snake's great.
I kind of blame Maid Marian and Lola Bunny for like the budding furry in me.
Yeah.
I'm with you. Space Jam was the sexual awakening.
Yeah.
She walks out in those shorts. You're just like,
Dude.
oh,
And then
okay.
they're, like a Gadget as well. Like,
She doesn't even wear pants.
dude,
Like, what the hell's going on?
I think I might be mostly furry.
All right. Well,
80%
that's a
furry.
whole other story for a whole other day. I think we can.
Go with you.
Remember my Senate race here. We can't be having these discussions.
I'm not running for Senate. I'll
I was
talk
gonna
about
say,
hot animals
me
all
and
day
Alpha are
long.
Going nowhere.
Animals and cars and
Yeah.
This has gone south so
How's
fast.
the toaster looking?
Damn.
Dude. You're not sleeping with it, are you?
No.
No,
Not
his
yet?
toast is
You're still in the early.
I
early
sleep with
stages of the
toasters.
relationship.
I like sleeping with toasters.
okay.
Hopefully they're unplugged.
Well, I
first.
mean, it
Space
cooks my
heaters don't
buns.
count.
That was great. Well played. All right, what else you got in your top 5? We've already talked about the rest of mine.
I go to Peter
Yeah.
Pan.
Peter Pan's good. What do
I
you
got a number 4 spot with Finding Nemo. It's a good movie. And
Did you like Finding Nemo better than Finding Dory?
Yeah, just because it was like an original thing. You know?
It's really hard that the sequels are ever better
I
than,
agree.
than the original, or even as good.
No, see, I think they're almost always as good. Maybe Cars 2 is an exception.
Well, yeah.
No, Cars 2 is Mater. It's about
Well, yeah.
That's
No,
true.
yeah.
Shouldn't have Cars' name.
That's why I say it's kind of an exception because it's not as good as Cars 1 or Cars 3.
I feel you.
If it
So
was in its
all
own
right, yeah.
content-
So is Monsters University as good as Monsters?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh yes.
Yeah,
All
I
day.
liked it.
It is almost better.
Okay.
Honestly, I like it better most of the time.
Would you still consider it a sequel? Because it was like filmed
mean,
afterwards, but it was set for
It's a
before.
prequel, so
Well,
It's a prequel
yeah.
sequel.
All right.
just like Star Wars.
And I got a number 5 spot with Mulan.
Mulan's really good.
Alright.
Mulan has probably the best.
Mulan has the best soundtrack.
Oh,
Not even the best soundtrack. Mulan has the best sing-along song of any
I
Disney.
agree.
Really? What about Aladdin?
It
Part of
depends.
your.
No, because I can sing
Prince
one
Ali
from
and
Mulan by
Mulan.
myself.
Nope.
You have to have somebody singing part of your world with you.
Yeah, it's
No,
got to be a
it's-
duet.
But you can do Prince Ali and it's still great.
Nah,
Yeah.
It's not as good as Make a Man Out of You.
No, yeah.
What about You Got a Friend in Never Had a Friend Like Me? You've Got a Friend in Me is Toy Story.
Yep.
Yeah.
Also still good.
By
though.
Paul Newman.
Look at Cameron over there on the couch
There he goes again.
with his
I
lady
never thought I would
on the
want the
floor.
cleaner in his
Lady.
soundboard back.
I know where you got that too. That's,
I know. It's the jungle out there.
All right. You got anything else you want to round out from your animated stuff that we haven't talked about?
I like Brave. I really,
good.
really like
Brave
Brave.
was really good.
Dude, Disney Pixar
There's
is
not
all
a Disney.
so
I don't know that there's
good.
a Disney animated movie I don't like. And I'm sure once we get to the end of it, we'll find
Oh, I
something.
agree.
No,
it's hard to
I
make
can
this
think
list
of
for me.
One.
Cars 2 is about the only one that I'm not huge on. It's not one that I can just watch over and over again.
Mater, when he comes out in his German outfit and he's wearing Materhosen,
Yeah, Mater
that
Hosen.
redeemed Cars 2 for me. I don't
Yeah,
care.
I'll give that. It had a lot of redeeming qualities.
It does remind me a lot of Fast and Furious 2 as well. Or
Too Fast, Too
yeah,
Furious.
no, Fast and Furious 3, Tokyo Drift.
Hey,
Tokyo
well,
Drift.
Yeah.
Tokyo Drift now is great.
It was
go
good at
back and watch
the
it,
dude.
still
It was
got
good at
nothing
the
to-
time.
No, it's still but it's got nothing to do with Fast and the Furious.
It's true.
Aside from the
Yeah.
name. And one scene at the end, we're going to avoid spoilers. even
Han
though
is in the whole movie.
But
Also,
but Han
what's
doesn't.
on?
Han doesn't come into the Fast and the Furious
Yeah.
until 3.
It doesn't matter.
Like,
It's good.
Okay, think about when Tokyo Drift came out.
2006.
Han has no connection to the series.
I guess you're right.
The only thing that there's any connection to the series happens in the post-credit scene at the very end. I don't
Yeah,
even know
you're
if
right.
it's a
You're right.
post-credit scene.
No, I think
No,
it
it's
is.
the ending
So
scene.
Tokyo Drift is its own animal.
That's
And
true.
then they all connected at that point.
Yeah.
But that's a whole other story. We're getting off topic. Okay. live action Disney movies. Before we get into this list, I just got to talk about the Shaggy Dog, 1959.
Oh, okay. I thought we were talking about the new one with Robin Williams.
No,
I
no,
thought it
the
was Tim Allen.
original.
No, I think it might have been Tim Allen. You're right.
Yeah, it was Tim Allen. The original Shaggy Dog is almost 60 years old.
I mean, so
Holy
is
shit!
so is the Aristocrats. I think that came out in 1960 or maybe 1970.
And the Absent-Minded Professor.
I don't know what that is. I've never heard
That
of it.
was the one where he
Now, Ben.
created Flubber.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Yeah, that was the original one.
No. It was
No,
the
the
early
original.
Flubber.
1960.
I like Flubber a lot, actually.
Yeah, Flubber wasn't bad.
So was Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, but they don't make my top 5.
Yeah, mine neither. So
Also, man, Rick Moranis. I love Rick
Oh,
Moranis.
he's so good.
yes, he is.
Jeez.
Now, and before we get into this, I do want to throw out an honorable mention. I think it's still too early in its run for it to make any kind of top list of Disney live action. But if you have seen Christopher Robin, oh my gosh. That
It is
movie was
wonderful.
simply amazing. I watched it just the other night, and I know it doesn't come out on DVD and anything until like next week. But that's all we're gonna leave.
got
I
connections,
watched it completely.
Google.
Yeah,
somewhere
completely
up there.
legitimate watching of Christopher. Anyway, that movie
Somewhat.
was amazing. It really, there was one particular part that hit me close to home, and I don't want to ruin anything, but it made a decision for me of something that's hopefully coming up here within the next few months. But yeah,
Well, what if you would
Alright,
have pulled out a
well-
lightsaber in the middle of the show? What would you thought there?
he would have had the high
then I'd be
ground.
pulling out a lightsaber. I'm just saying.
He would have had the high ground, so it's fine. All right, but
He hacks off Pooh's arm. You were the chosen one.
into live action Disney movies, I have a feeling ours are all probably the same.
I think
I
you're
don't
probably
think so.
right.
You don't think
Number
so?
one is probably the same. Let's
So
see.
let's go at the same time then. We'll see. 3, 2, 1.
Mary
Mary
Poppins.
Poppins. Told ya.
But my number 5 is gonna get you.
No, he didn't say that. He just meant our number one.
I'm assuming your number 1 is also Mary Poppins one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought so.
It's hard to argue that.
Julie Andrews.
Mary
Dick
Poppins,
That's enough.
Van
Mary Poppins
Dyke.
is absolutely amazing. I
I
don't
agree.
care.
I watched it today.
I almost want to go home and watch it right now.
I haven't seen it in a while.
I can watch Mary Poppins.
We got it on DVD. I'll lend
anytime,
you
any
it.
day, anywhere.
DVD?
I have it on my
Yeah.
iTunes.
DVD?
Yeah.
Do you have it on VHS as well, you pleb?
Probably. Probably. Well, it was like the 50th anniversary one, so I.
Don't feel bad when I have it.
I'm
You
gonna
have it on beta?
I'm gonna go buy it on Blu-ray because I'm not a heathen.
Buy it digitally. What's
Okay,
your problem?
so I'm not so technical, so it is a DVD and Blu-ray.
Oh, okay. Well,
I'm not too technical about things. Everything is like DVD.
Take it
No,
back.
no,
Take it
no.
back, you bastard.
Blu-rays and DVDs are not the same thing.
Well, I mean, you can play about things.
Blu-ray obviously.
No, you cannot.
Cannot shame.
You can
slow.
you can play DVDs in a Blu-ray player,
Wait.
but not the other way around.
Isn't Blu-ray like that guy?
And
Isn't
a
he
bird
blind
can
and
fly,
he
but a
plays
fly
piano?
can't bird. I'm just saying.
Oh yeah.
I have no idea what that has to do with anything, but it was great.
Blu-ray is the far superior medium.
I'm 100% on digital is better.
I like the.
Just for the convenience, I
Yeah,
mean,
just because I can watch it on my phone, I can turn it
Like
on
anywhere.
and listen to it anytime. If I'm driving through the canyon,
Yeah.
I can turn it on and everybody else is sleeping. I can listen to a movie.
There you go.
see,
Because
but
yes, I don't obviously I don't look at my phone while I'm driving, but
I like to watch movies on a big TV on my couch on
I thought you were
Blu-ray.
gonna say while you were driving.
I like to watch movies sitting in the.
on a big TV while I'm
I'm
driving.
driving.
See, here's a hot take. I don't like the theater.
I hate the seats.
I don't either.
I hate the seats.
That's just it.
And
I
me-
love
I don't-
watching movies, but
You
I
guys
hate
do
going to
realize
the
Price
movies.
Theaters is our sponsor, right?
I'm not talking about price theaters. I'm just
No,
talking
no,
about
no.
theaters in general.
No, I love Price Theater.
And that's my job.
I think
And
I
you know
would
what?
like
I hate the
a
seats.
like a Alamo Draft House situation where you go like order food and stuff, and it's like dinner and a movie and all in one place. But I don't like the movie theater experience. I don't like spending
Way too much money.
on concessions and just stuff in general for an experience that I kind of don't like.
Well, he said he hates the seats, and I kind of agree. Except over in Theater 3.
Yeah,
the
Theater
Price
3's
Theater,
got good
They got
seats.
the reclining
The
seats.
Price
so those are
Theater
good.
has the best because they're bigger for a big fat ass like me.
They're
I
also from
fit
the 60s.
into the better ones in the no, they got new ones in the price.
Upstairs.
New-ish anyway. So yeah, okay. What else you got? Just moving down your list. Obviously,
Okay,
Mary
well,
Poppins is
yeah.
our top one. But what do you got? What else?
I
you
put
got in
Christopher
I
there?
got
Robin
the
is
live
my number
action Jungle Book.
Oh.
That one wasn't bad. I don't know.
That was my number
the
3,
jury's
so.
still out on my Jungle Book.
I did
I
not.
was
like
never
Christopher
attracted
Robin,
to
too.
a snake.
Yeah, I put that as my
till
number
then.
2.
Well, that's just because it's Scarlett Johansson. It doesn't matter.
Oh my god.
I
Being
did
a
not like
trash
the live action Jungle Book.
See, and I could take or leave it.
It looked nice. It was a pretty movie, but I just didn't care for it. I lost interest about 20 minutes in.
Okay. No,
I mean, just because it's a remake,
feel
you know.
it.
Back to that.
It wasn't as good as the original.
But-
it'll never compare.
In the while we're talking about remakes, Beauty and the Beast was
The
good.
Beauty and the Beast was
That was on my
fantastic.
list too.
Although Emma Watson can't sing, so they auto-tuned her, but that's
don't
fine.
care.
It was still good.
Do you know how
Still
hot
nice
Emma
to look
Watson
at.
is? It doesn't matter if she can sing or not.
All of the live action adaptations I think have been fine, except for the Jungle Book. That was like my
And I
least
could
favorite.
take or leave it. Now, see, my 2, 3, and 4 on my live action, they weren't your typical Disney feel. Yes, they were still put out by Disney movies, but they weren't like your live action Jungle Book, your live action Beauty and the Beast, your Mary Poppins, your Absolute
Right.
Professor,
Ben,
your
did
Shaggy
the Tower
Dog.
Terror wind up on your list?
No,
Oh, I love
it
that.
should though because that movie is great.
I should have put that on.
My
there.
number 2,
Who's in that movie?
Steve Guttenberg.
Yeah, Steve Guttenberg. That's
Kirsten
it.
Dunst, the young
Yeah.
Kirsten Dunst too, before she was hot.
Yeah.
I mean,
I wanted to say it was Brendan Fraser. That's who it was in my head, but I knew that
Brendan
was wrong.
Fraser
So.
was in a lot of shit, though.
But no, my number 2 is one of my top movies ever of all time, and that's Remember the Titans. We've talked about it
yeah.
on this podcast several
Yeah.
times. Yes, that was a Disney Studios movie.
Wow. Okay, I didn't even think of all those.
Yeah, I didn't
I
think that.
That
love
was such a good movie.
Remember the Titans. I could watch it again. It's
Okay,
like Mary
black,
Poppins.
white,
I can
yellow,
turn it on
orange,
any
blue.
day, anytime. I don't care.
Yeah.
I feel that way about Rudy.
Rudy's great too. What else
Not
you got?
Disney.
No, Rudy wasn't Disney, but still great.
I jump into the remake of Cinderella.
It was good too.
Okay. Yeah,
it was
I
so
get that.
good.
It was.
Who was in that? Which Cinderella am I thinking?
I
I want to make sure we're talking about the same one.
I don't know who was in it. I don't know the name of the
It was
chick.
like-
look that
the
up and
newest
we'll come
one.
back and talk about it.
So, do you remember a few years ago when we went to Disneyland? They had it in It's Tough to Be a Bug Theater. They had like a preview of it.
I don't remember that. No.
Oh,
It was like Lily James was Cinderella.
I
in that
don't like It's Tough to Be a Bug.
one. Well, Helena Bonham Carter was in there. She was one of the godmothers.
No, there's something new. Tim Burton direct that thing?
Probably.
No, he did not.
Richard Madden was Prince Charming.
Yeah. Holy
guess
cow!
Lily James.
I don't
Yeah.
know who, yeah, he just said that.
Yeah.
That's like 45 minutes ago.
He is.
Kate Blanchett was in it too.
What's his stupid name?
All right. Haley Atwell. Oh, she's so hot.
All we're missing.
She was in
is
Christopher
Salma
Robin too.
Hayek.
This guy is Stellan Skarsgård. He was a Grand Duke. What is that? Bill Skarsgård's dad or something?
Yeah.
Yeah,
they're-
actually, or brother,
Yeah,
uncle.
they're all related.
Oh yeah, that's his
I
dad.
mean, the name's
Stellan
Nah, he was a
Skarsgård.
good it though.
He was in. Yeah. No. Yeah. Bill.
Yeah, wasn't that him? What are you doing?
Yeah. Stellan
I wanna-
Skarsgård was in
on
Mamma
I wanna
Mia
see
and
which-
that.
I just
Okay. What
searched
else
up
you
Cinderella.
got? What's your number? What else you got coming down your list?
I liked Into the Woods a lot.
That's my number 4 as well.
Yeah,
We were just talking
James
about that. So I
Corden.
put James and the Giant.
it was
Peach.
really good.
Good call.
I like
Good
James
call.
Corden.
And again, my number 3 falls into that you wouldn't necessarily think is a Disney movie. But again, it's another one that I can turn on and watch time and time again, much to the chagrin of my wife.
Rob. Richard Madden was Rob Stark.
Oh, right.
I could not
The
think of
King
his
in the
name.
North.
The King in the North.
National Treasure is my number 3.
That was Disney.
Yeah, it
Not
was.
ever
Yep.
coming to your house while you're watching.
I love National Treasure.
Okay,
so good, you
Cameron,
guys.
I know your feelings about Nicolas Cage, so I have a joke that I have to ask you, okay?
Uh-oh.
This is from Nicolas Cage's newest movie, Mandy. Okay. I don't know if you've heard this one yet, John, or if you've heard this yet, Cam, but you're going to get these. Okay. Ready?
Yeah.
You just pretend that you're his wife, Mandy, in this movie, okay? Ready?
I'm gonna die.
Knock, knock.
You sure you don't want me to do it?
Who's there?
Okay, you do that, Alex. Okay. You be Mandy, I'm going to be Nicolas Cage.
I know this joke, so.
Okay? Knock, knock.
Who's there?
See, he did that really well. Erik Estrada.
Erik Estrada. Who?
Erik Estrada from Chips. Now, for those of you who are now bashing your head on whatever the closest piece of wood is, I apologize, but just made
That's
my
an actual line in the
an
movie.
actual line in the movie. So yeah,
Also, Nicolas
Thank you,
Cage
Nicolas
plays the
Cage, for
same
that
person
bit
in
of
every
humor.
movie. We're gonna steal the Declaration of Independence. Oh.
We're gonna steal some
What
cars.
was with him and stealing stuff? Because Gone in 60 Seconds, he was stealing cars.
That is the only Nicolas Cage movie I will
We're
watch.
gonna steal Erik Estrada from Chips.
Oh, why you do this?
He knows the way.
Why you gotta be like this?
what else you got? This has gotten so out of hand.
That was all mine.
We're gonna steal chips
I'm like
from Erik Estrada.
Hold on. I love movies I'm not supposed to be able to watch. So my fifth comes in with Song of the South.
Dude, Song of the South is
Oh my god.
probably the second most racist discussion we've
I
ever had
agree.
on this podcast.
Oh yeah, it's terrible.
Is there one of them over there? Oh, wait,
That wasn't on the podcast. Yeah.
Oh, that was
It's
good
a
though.
horribly racist
The
movie.
which one?
Yeah, that's what it was.
But my number 4 was The Sorcerer's Apprentice. Again, more Nicolas Cage.
We're gonna
I'm
steal
sorry.
some magic.
We'll talk about the backstory of Nicolas Cage off mic, just because I don't think it's one that needs to be brought up for everybody. And plus, we don't have permission.
No.
Sorcerer's Apprentice was really good though. I really enjoyed
No,
that
it was
one.
fantastic.
Never
I
watched
love
it.
Jay Baruchel.
Yeah.
He's hilarious. And then my number 5 is the classic. And just because this movie has brought a whole nother word into an entirely new word into our vocabulary, and that movie is called The Love Bug. Because every time you see one of those, you don't call it a Volkswagen Beetle.
It's Herbie.
It's a Herbie. Oh, look at that Herbie over there. So that right there,
Oh,
it brings
my
that.
Well,
nomenclature.
specifically that old style of one.
Yeah.
Any of
Yeah,
the
not
others
so
are-
much the newer
The
ones.
newer
It's a
ones
slug
are
bug.
Weird. Slug
Yeah.
bug, I get that.
But yeah, growing up, everybody called him a Herbie.
Yeah.
It wasn't a Volkswagen Beetle. It wasn't a bug. They were a Herbie. So yeah.
Yeah.
Weird backstory. Adolf Hitler made the bug.
Well, that doesn't surprise me.
Like, he's like, my people need a car that's reliable and cheap.
I'm going to put gas in my car.
I'm gonna steal gas from Erik Estrada.
That's what happens when you're over at his house and you still got salsa left. You got to go get some chips from Erik
All right, but I think we need to hurry. Top 5. What's your 5?
I just did.
Oh,
Okay, who's
I thought that was your 4.
Who's this
Oh.
Peter Thorndike in The Love Bug? Who's Peter Thorndike?
He was the driver of Herbie.
Okay, because this David Tomlinson guy, he was in Mary Poppins. He was
Oh yeah, no, they had a lot of those old, like the absent-minded professor was Fred McMurray. He was in one of them, another one. I almost said Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, and I knew that because I was Dick Van
Chitty
Dyke.
Bang Bang.
We should jump into our final segment because we're running short on time.
Okay, yeah. All right, so for our final segment, thank you guys for talking Disney movies. There's going to come a time in your life when you want to tell somebody, but for whatever reason you can't. Whether it's because they're your boss, whether it's because it's just not practical in your line of work to tell a certain person to eat a dick. So, let the guys hiding from their wives tell them for you. If you want us to put your name with it, we will. If not, that's okay too. We'll do it anonymously.
Do we have any eat a dicks from our listeners?
We haven't got any yet. I thought we might have.
I can imagine I know a couple of
My wife gave me one, and I don't remember who it was.
Well,
So I
Is
can
it
eat a
your
dick
wife?
for not remembering. No.
Wait, did you say your
No.
wife gave you a dick?
No, she gave me.
Like, did she
one
pull out a
that
dick that was bigger than yours?
said- Yeah, well, that's.
That's not hard.
But no, what the hell? Why are you guys jumping all over me now?
All right, we need to finish this, right?
Yeah.
Appreciation Day.
Yeah, I appreciate that. But yeah, so if there's ever anybody you want to tell to eat a dick, let us do it for you. We don't care. We're not particular. Again, maybe I can eat a dick for forgetting who she told me to eat a dick. But so whatever. What do you got? You got anybody you want to throw it out
the
there?
guy in the red Camaro who almost got into an accident because he had to be past me when I was driving slow earlier, learning to drive a diesel. Eat a dick.
Yes. What do you got?
I got nothing.
Okay, how about people who don't listen to the Guys Hiding from Their Wives podcast?
Okay.
No, I don't want to do that because maybe they might listen.
Offend people.
If they don't listen
not
to us, how are they going to know?
Yeah, that's true.
If you don't, all right. I don't want to do that because they might turn out listening and then they might be like, "Hey, I didn't listen before and they told me to eat a dick."
I'm not gonna listen anymore.
Okay,
You know?
whoever does not, no, I can't say that either. All right, do you got anybody you want to tell to eat a dick?
AJ Styles is hairstylist.
Oh wow!
He's got soccer mom hair.
Yeah, it's terrible. He needs a haircut.
All right. How about just from what we talked about last night? With
You know
Roman
what, you
Reigns, leukemia can eat
Yeah.
a dick.
Oh my god.
Real quick, I think we know what AJ Styles' problem is. I think somebody stole his scissors.
Wait, is Erik Estrada his hairstylist?
Wait, Erik Estrada who?
Erik Estrada from Chips. So and definitely, so we want to give a shout out then to Erik Estrada, just because for providing this that
For being
great
from
humor.
Chips or what?
Well, yeah, the only place that he's really known from. But no, so again, we want to give a big thank you to everybody for coming along this ride with us. Thank you to our sponsors, for Price Theaters, for coming on with us. A big thank you to October Rage for providing the intro music. And a big shout out to all you out there, the listeners. You guys, this is why we do this. This is for you. We are having a hell of a time doing it. You know, this is our 17th episode now. That's crazy to where we're at now from where we were at 5 months ago.
Are we going to call it Erik Estrada?
This might
That would be a good
Probably
one.
will.
You
Yeah.
should.
So make sure, again, get out there, follow us on all those social medias. Go and listen to us wherever podcasts are available. We're available on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Stitcher, Spotify, on our YouTube, everywhere and anywhere you can think of. We're out there. But for the great John Bino, for Cameroni and Cheese, for our producer Alexander the Great, thanks again for coming along with us. We will see you next week. Peace.
Peace.